Apple has shaped the tech product launch as we know it. But what if the future is Nintendo? Martin SFP Bryant here for Big Revolution. Now, 2020 has been a rough year for many of us, but for those of us who like to watch closely how tech companies communicate their products, we've seen at least some good news in the Nintendo directification of product launches. What do I mean by that? Well, Nintendo has been running its direct events for nearly 10 years now. They don't always have the same format, and they come at an infrequent pace whenever the company's ready to announce something. But most tech companies have stuck rigidly to the Apple format. The on-stage, get everyone from the press in a room together somewhere, probably in America, and then get an exec on stage to present charismatically about why this product is the best thing ever. Apple perfected it with the iPhone launch in 2007 and has stuck rigidly to it ever since. But pretty much every other big tech company has aped it too. They want to be Steve Jobs. But the pandemic has forced them to drop their wannabe act and try something different. Even Apple itself has been more adventurous, with a visually interesting WWDC video keynote this summer that also featured a more diverse range of staff than their usual keynotes. And the Apple Watch event was another great example of this, and I'm sure we'll see it with the iPhone 12 launch soon too. They can do a lot more. They can tell stories about their products in more visually interesting and engaging ways than having to rely on somebody getting it right live on stage in front of a big audience. And for some companies, it's changed the cadence of their events. Samsung has announced its third event in 2 months, taking place next week. It'll probably be less exciting than a new Galaxy Fold or a new Galaxy Note, but that doesn't matter. Samsung can announce it in their own way, at their own pace, whenever they're ready, without having to worry about flying people in from around the world for something that, if it is just a new budget version of the Galaxy S20 or whatever, most tech journalists probably wouldn't want to fly around the world for that, but Samsung can announce it anyway in a way that makes it seem exciting, and journalists can watch from the comfort of their desk, and anyone else can tune in as well, and they all get the same experience. And now Google has shaken things up even more. It's announced an event on the 30th of September, but instead of following the Apple template of sending out a mysteriously vague invitation and encouraging everyone to speculate about what might be unveiled, Google has quite openly said in its invitation that you'll learn about a new Chromecast, smart speaker, and Pixel phones. Let's face it, we're talking about leak-prone Google here. Their devices generally leak about 6 months before they appear on stage or are officially launched anyway. So why not lean into the leaks and embrace them and present it all in advance to say, here's what you're going to see at the event. It sets expectations, and if there's anything else, it's a nice surprise. But rather than have journalists spoil some kind of manufactured sense of mystery, they can announce things on their own terms, in their own way, and set expectations for what will be announced. I hope when this pandemic ends and people can travel more freely again, we don't see a return to the on-stage event and we keep with the internet approach, because, let's face it, 99.9% of tech execs are nowhere near Steve Jobs level when it comes to presentation panache, so why should they pretend to be? Their products can be presented much more suitably to what they are. They can tell a better story about their product without having to worry about being interesting on stage. They can do something in advance and we can all watch it together, live streamed, and it just allows much more flexibility and a lot more creativity. So I'm all for it. Let's hope it continues. If you want to get more from Big Revolution, don't forget to hit subscribe and hit the bell so that you get a notification every time a new video goes live. And you can sign up for the Big Revolution newsletter as well to get my thoughts and the latest tech news 6 days a week in your inbox. Just go to bigrevolution.net/newsletter and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.